Two of the most iconic voices in golf are back to save the day and ready to entertain Kostis and McCord. Off their rockers.
Welcome to another episode of Kostis and McCord Off Their Rockers. I'm Mike Abram. I'm producer and co-host and glad to be with you. And boy, we've got some great stories today from Peter and Gary. Some of our favorites that we've had on Story Time, where the guys tell us some things from the past and with detail that's never been before heard. We've also got a brand new tip from Peter that's really going to help your game. We're thrilled to have you with us. We're so excited. All the views, all the subscribers, continue to share it with friends, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell right below so you don't miss an episode. The guys will be out here in Arizona. We'll have some new episodes for you coming up real soon. Of course, President's Cup giant win by the United States. We'll talk more. This PGA Tour and LIV merger seems to be getting closer, but there's a lot going on. But some of these stories that we're going to talk about today are so much fun. Bikini wax greens, the real story behind Gary getting fired by the Masters, a classic Peter and Gary with David Faraday, their good buddy. And then the one you may not have heard of about Gary mooning a helicopter. It's true, and it's right here on Kostis and McCord Off Their Rockers. Let's get to the true story behind Gary getting fired by the Masters.
Is this slow enough for you now?
Well, I've got that back thing, and I can't, and you down those hills, and boom, you hit those potholes, and bam,
Are
like
you going to complain all day long?
Just don't go and you like to swerve left. You don't go to the right. You
I'll
like to
show you
swerve left.
You want swerve
and
left?
I'm on this side, so I could just jettison out that way.
Okay,
if you're
that's
going
my goal.
Too fast.
See if I can get you.
Every time I get in the cart, you got to hold on like this. Jesus Christ.
Bless. Oh, okay, so it's going to be like this all day long? Seriously.
Back,
all right, I got one for you.
What?
Right? I noticed the joyful glee with which you told people that I got fired and you thought you didn't get fired from CBS.
Yeah,
right?
that's
However, you did get fired from CBS, kinda, in '94. And that's a story that people don't really know much about. The Masters, right?
Yeah.
So, we're at the Masters, 1994. You're in the 17th tower. You got the president of CBS Sports in your tower.
Neil Pilson.
Right.
Sitting right next to me.
And you made vague references to body bags and bikini wax.
You know,
this is the guy who never wants to say, if you go down there, you're dead. That's a cliche.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
And these greens are like an ice rink.
You got it.
That's a cliche.
You got it.
So you come up with body bags and bikini wax.
Again, in this business, which no one seems to do anymore, is you take a cliche
Maybe it's because you got fired.
Well, it could be. Let's don't do what he does. You take a cliche like just what you said. He's dead over there. And you rewrite 100 times. He's got a tag on his toe. He's on the slab. He's ready for cremation. It's all the same thing. He's dead over there, right?
Yeah.
And you just rewrite it. So I did that, rewrote the stuff. And I used to clown him at Augusta to see what I could get away with, because you have to know the process.
Right.
With Frank Circadian sitting in there, he's got 10,000 things going, and he's not listening to the announcers, so you can get away with some stuff. 14th hole when I was on that, and I know you probably remember that one year, the pin's back right, wind's howling, and every ball is going up on that side of that hill where all the patrons are, and it's plowing into them. So I go, wow, I hit one of the cheap seats, and I counted 1, 2, I got to 3. Frank Circadian, what? You stupid idiot, there are no cheap seats at Augusta. Well, I knew the process, okay? So
this time, though,
this is different, a little different. So
Pilson laughed.
Pilson, what happened was we've got Jose Maria Olazabal. I lost my ball, is down in the fairway. He's talking to his caddy about what the next shot is, and it pins back right the last day. And I said, let me interpret. I said, if he's the caddy, no, they're talking in Spanish obviously. Right, yeah. And I said, the caddy, his brother, is telling him, don't hit it over the green because there's body bags down there. cliche. It's a euphemism for he's dead. That's it. Okay, no big deal. That was earlier in the show. Now we go to later, and we go to commercial break, and we're late in the telecast. And as you know, if you've got anything to say,
That's generally what the 17th hole is.
yeah, unless they go into a playoff, yeah. So anyway, we're on the 17th hole, and I'm sitting there, and we go to commercial break. I've got the president of CBS Sports sitting next to me with the bat phone. It's a red phone that goes right into who was it that time?
Hort Harden.
Hort Harden, very good. So he's in the catacombs down below, and that's the phone. He can get right to the telecast, and he's sitting right next to me. So, as you know, I put magazines up there with me, and all I do is read. I get words, I ingest the words into my head. Any word whatsoever, just get them in there. Just get them in there. I'm reading shit that I don't even know about. And all of a sudden I look down, and we're in a commercial break, and I see the Golden Door, Escondido, California. I live there, yeah. Escondido, yeah. Golden Door. Wow, it's expensive. So I'm looking, and they got a menu of what the girls get. Cucumber things in their eyes, whatever that is. It was seaweed wraps, yeah. And there was bikini waxes. And I went, oh. Okay, we got 30 seconds.
So now you're blaming the Golden Door.
No, it's true. It's true. So all of a sudden, bikini wax. Now, as you know, at Augusta, the one thing they're deathly afraid of is the speed of these greens, right? Yeah. So Jose hits it over here to the left, and he's got a putt over to the right, and you know that putt. It goes like that.
Toward Race Creek,
and it's just faster than hell. So I said, this putt that Jose's got here is really, really delicate. Once he gets to the top of that hill, it's a speed freak all the way down. In fact, I don't think they mow these greens. I think they bikini wax them. Okay? Neil Pilson is laughing his ass off next to me. He's the president of CBS Sports. The phone's not going off. Anyway, that was it. Frank never said anything. Nobody said anything, right? And there was a bunch of stuff at how we were good at the Masters, and everything was great. So now, the next Wednesday, we're at Hilton Head.
Well, back then we used to take the 2-hour drive.
Yes.
From Augusta to Hilton Head.
Yes.
We stayed at 16 mizzenmast.
Yes.
Which is a story that we have to wait for another time
to tell. That's another time.
And the other story. And then Wednesday we go into Frank's office, or actually we get called into Frank's office.
Yeah, I get called into Frank's office, and he goes, "Close the door." So I close the door, and I sit and he throws me a letter, and it's written in pencil. And I look at the letter, it says addressed to Augusta National, and it says, we need to eradicate this lesion on golf. He is the Howard Stern of golf, yeah. And we need to pay attention to this and what he said. Signed, Tom Watson. I look at Frank, and I said, what the hell is this? He goes, I don't know, I got it from Augusta, and they sent it to me. I go, well, what's this mean? He goes, I don't know yet. And I went, all right, keep me posted. So Friday, Frank goes, get in here. And I go, what? And he goes, Augusta now is getting ready. I said, for what? For your death. I go, what? He goes, they've now gotten a position where they're going to do something about it. I went, oh God, how do I handle this? He said, well, you're going to handle this yourself. He said, CBS will not back you at all because the Masters, as you know, is their biggest asset. So they really want to get you distance from this and get you out there. This is your fight. Stay above the process. That's all Frank told me. Stay above the process. So, I don't know, what was it, a couple months later? Yeah. And they go, you're out, gone. So I had to deal with that at that point. And I remember no one said a word to me, and there were articles and everything else. And I remember one of the articles was Gary Hu from Augusta went, these guys don't know how to play the game. So I always remember what Frank said. You stay above this. This is your fight, but you stay above it. So I did. I said, they're absolutely dead right, which I still think they are. It's their tournament. If they don't want a guy there, go ahead, get him out. I did not like the fact that Tom did not come to me first.
Yeah, that was not very manly.
And poke me in the chest or whatever he's got to do and go, hey, you're a total asshole. you shouldn't be on the air, and I'm going to go to PA. He reversed the process, and it never did set well with me, as you know.
Okay, so now let's fast forward.
Yeah.
We're out here, Phoenix Open, the following year.
Yeah.
You've been let go.
Yeah.
And
You love to say that, don't you?
Yeah. You've been let go.
You let me.
And another aside, it's kind of like what CBS did to Ben Wright with that debacle at the LPGA Championship
Yes.
in Delaware.
Yes.
And the CBS just no, we're not defending him
At all.
Ben was on his own.
Right.
They left you on your own. There's a pattern there. I'm just saying.
Right.
Okay.
They're protecting an asset. Yeah.
So now we're at the Phoenix Open.
Yep.
And back then, America West had a charter flight for players and caddies and assorted VIPs from Phoenix Sunday night to Monterey.
Yeah.
And you and I were on that flight.
Right.
And 6 rows in front of us
Right.
was Tom Watson.
Oh, I know where you're going with this one.
Okay?
Yeah, I
So
forgot
now we're
about
flying to Monterey.
Yeah, I forgot about
and
that
you're
one.
looking at him and you're going, that son of a bitch, I cannot believe he's fucking with my income. He can't do that. It's against PGA Tour rules. And I'm having to hold you down.
He might get me fired from CBS. Literally, he might take my livelihood away.
So I'm trying to hold you down. We get to the airport. He's got a courtesy car waiting for him.
Yeah.
We go get our rental car.
We got a rickshaw.
we get our rental car. That was nice. Then 2 of us drive to Pebble Beach. We're staying at the lodge.
Yep.
And we park the car out front. We get out. We walk in. Hello, Mr. McCord. Hello, Mr. Kostis. Everything's great. We walk in, and who is standing at registration right in front of us? Tom Watson.
Mm-hmm.
Now you start up again. And Elk is behind.
Yeah.
Elkington's
Steve
there too.
Elkington's there too. So
And so now you start. That son of a bitch. He's work. I can't believe he did that. He didn't come to me first. You're working up a lather. I mean, big time. And then go ahead, take it over.
So Tom registers in front of me, and he turns around to walk out, and I said, "Have you got a second?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "I'm going to meet you right there in the alcove. You know, in the alcove to the left of the doors there.
You walk right into on the right-hand side.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
And
where you
it's-
put your umbrellas and stuff.
there's
and
nothing in there.
Coat room.
So I go in there, I register, and I go in there, and he's sitting there. And next thing I know, he's poking me in the chest, and I'm poking him in the chest. And I kind of look over, and you guys are sitting there laughing your ass off because we're going to get in a fight over there. And I just told him that I don't understand why he didn't do this and man up and come to talk to me first, and he was trying to be God in this whole thing. That was the intent of the conversation. And since, you know, we played the Champions Tour and stuff, and we've gotten along fine. I understand it. Actually, as you know, I got more publicity for doing this than anything I ever did in golf. So
It's conceivable that not only did he not hurt your income,
no,
he enhanced it.
Oh my God!
Right?
Oh my God! Yes.
So
I should pay him a retainer fee.
You ought to give him a present.
Yeah,
actually.
I should.
Right.
I should. So anyway, that's the real story. What actually happened, and it's the thing where you deal. You're with a network, but you have to deal with certain things that are the network separates itself from you.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't want you to affect their biggest asset. I'm talking. We could argue the fact that it's bigger than the Super Bowl for them every 3 years.
Yeah.
Augusta every week. Anyway, so that's the story. It's off my chest. Thank you for bringing that up.
I enjoyed that story, actually.
Yeah, I bet you did. And I can see the glee in your face.
Don't go away, because when we come back, we're going to have Peter. He's going to give us another great Coach Kostis tip to help our games. Kostis and McCord Off Their Rockers, a golf production. We'll be right back. If you love Kostis and McCord's Off Their Rockers, you're going to love one of the best deals you can find in golf. An Inside Golf membership from the team at golf.com. When you sign up today, you'll get instant access to a free year of Golf Magazine, a $20 gift card to Fairway Jockey, 1 dozen Strixon Z-Star XV golf balls. They're great. I'm playing them now. They're really good. And many, many more discounts on Golf Logics, True Spec, and fairway jockey products that will take your game to the next level. As an Inside Golf member, you'll have exclusive access to one-of-a-kind golf experiences like the one Gary, Peter, and I attended right before the U.S. Open at Pinehurst. Participants got to meet Peter, Gary, hang out, have dinner, have a drink, and a very special fireside chat at Donald Ross's historic cottage. If you want in on all these incredible offers and special access, sign up for Inside Golf today for the low price of just $39.99. Visit golf.com/subscription or click that link below for more information. Visit our website, KostisMcCord.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel or podcast, and follow us on social media at Kostis McCord Off Their Rockers.
Hello, friends. It's Jim Nance of CBS Sports, and I urge you to like and subscribe my brothers, Kostis and McCord, Off Their Rockers right now. You'll enjoy it.
Now it's time for Coach Kostis. Peter gives us some great tips to help our games.
You know, one of the quickest ways for me to tell whether somebody has synchronized the movements of their golf swing, had the proper sequence in their golf swing, is by looking at their follow-through. Rory McIlroy comes to mind. I mean, he is arguably the best at this right now, playing professional golf. It's called stick your follow-through. What does that mean? Too many people, when they swing, and they don't get the speed at the right point in the golf swing, they're here, they fall that way, they come through to here, and then they try to finish their swing afterwards. Whereas when you look at Rory, he gets such a beautiful release of the club head, and he swings it around his body into this follow-through position. And he can stick that follow-through, no rebound, no recoil, until the ball lands. So practice this, again, like all drills, start slow, start small, and then build up. But practice taking the club back, stick your follow through. That was just a half swing. Once I get comfortable with that, I'll make the swing a little bit longer, a little freer. Stay there in balance until the ball lands. If you can't stay there, you either have bad balance or too much tension. Either one can ruin your follow-through. Not particularly good for your golf swing either. So I'm going to get my arms even more relaxed, let the club head swing through even freer. Hold that position until the ball lands. If you can learn to stick your follow-through, you're going to shoot lower scores.
Remember, this and dozens of other Peter Kostis great tips are available in all of our episodes right on the YouTube channel. Kostis and McCord Off Their Rockers, a golf production. We'll be right back. Kostis and McCord Off Their Rockers, a golf production, is brought to you in partnership with Golf Magazine and Golf.com. Peter Kostis and Gary McCord give their one-of-a-kind perspective featuring no filters takes, irreverent humor, and unparalleled understanding of the game. You can subscribe to Off Their Rockers for free on our YouTube channel or wherever you listen to podcasts. Kostis and McCord Off Their Rockers is made possible by the generous support of sponsors, including Foresight Sports, with the #1 launch monitor on the PGA Tour, the Quad Pro, and their amazing simulators. Kostis and McCord Off Their Rockers isn't just a copycat golf podcast. It breaks the mold, offering premium video and audio content that entertains, educates, and connects. With Peter and Gary's friends like Jim Nance, David Faraday, and more, behind-the-scenes stories and instruction, making each episode an adventure for those who live and breathe golf. On Off Their Rockers, the future is bold, the banter is sharp, and the fairways are limitless. We hope you enjoy Kostis and McCord Off Their Rockers, a golf production. On Kostis and McCord Off Their Rockers, a golf production, the best time is story time. Here's another great one from Peter and Gary.
You know, I think our favorite place to go was after Augusta when I was there.
Which wasn't that long.
Augusta, it wasn't that long. I lasted 8 years, which is pretty good. But we would get in the car that Monday morning and we would drive off to Hilton Head, where we had a house, you, me, Faraday, a couple of the idiots in there. We had
16 mizzen masts.
16 mizzen masts.
Yep.
It was Faraday, you, and me usually.
Yep.
Which was just obscene of how that turned into turmoil every time. You'd think we lived literally, I do the 16th hole, we lived 20 feet from 16.
Yeah.
I would just walk out, take 3 steps, go on my tower and go. Do you remember the one time that now Faraday at this time, and he's possessed, as you know. So if he's going to do something, he does it beyond the bounds.
It's called obsessive compulsive.
Yeah. And he is, without a doubt, the worst you've ever seen. So at this time of his life, he was riding a bicycle.
Yep.
Okay? And he would travel with his bicycle. And the thing about it, which was funny, is that he would go out at 3 a.m. in his bike.
He couldn't sleep.
Couldn't sleep at
so
all.
when he woke up at 2:30, whatever, he'd get all of his gear on, go out, get his bike, leave, and ride. And I mean riding 40 miles, 45, 50 miles, whatever, and come back at 6, 7 o'clock
And I
in the
remember
morning.
this particular time. I'm in the back bedroom by myself. We got twin beds there. We had 3 or 4 bedrooms in there. And about 3 o'clock, the door kicks open, busted it off one hinge. And I look up and it sounds like a bomb went off. I look up and I see a figure backlit by the lights in the back bedroom back there. And I'm looking, I can't figure out. It's got tight things on. It's the big head. It looked like an alien with a big head.
It's his helmet.
And there's a shotgun that far from my nose. And it's like this. And I don't know if I'm in the worst dream of all time, and I finally came to my senses, it's frickin' Faraday, who decided at 3 o'clock he's going to get up and go on a bike ride, okay? Yeah. But he decided, because he's always traveling with his shotguns and stuff, that he was going to surprise me, which it did. I pissed my pants. So now, but if you remember this one, now, again, he goes somewhere in the dead of night that he didn't know where he's going on a bicycle, a 10-speed, and he is hauling ass. And he comes back at about 6 a.m, and my door is set like this, and he kind of halfway opens it, and he goes, "Have you ever had poison oak?" And I go, "What?" He says, "I don't know what happened." He says, "I'm right on the thing, and a squirrel came out, and I dodged it, and I went in the ditch. I got down this ditch, I'm in the bushes and stuff, get the bike out, and I go up," and he said, I'm itching. I don't know what this is. And he goes and he pulls his shirt, and he just red rash everywhere. Remember that?
He landed in a whole bed of poison oak, and it was head to toe. He was covered.
Tell
in
him
it.
what we did.
So then
we got to show that day. This is Saturday.
Yeah, and so we go to the drugstore, and we get some salve,
whatever, poison oak or whatever.
And
Benadryl, I think it was.
Yeah, and he's rubbing it everywhere. Right? And then we had gauze, and we wrapped him up in it. He could not stop scratching himself. He was, and so
blistering. Oh,
it was.
On the golf course, I'll never forget. I'm sitting there, and on 16, and as you know, there's a couple trees out there. It's a dog leg left, hard dog leg left, waist area on the left. And I go, "David, I know you're down there." And there's a tree there. And he steps up behind it. The first time I really seen, he stepped down and he looked like the mummy. And he's like this, his arms are like this. And he has to walk like this. He can't put his arms down. And he's got the microphone. And I tried to talk to him, I couldn't do it. Yeah. I got laughing so hard, I couldn't do it. And then the producer, obviously Lance Barrow, got really mad at me for doing that. But his neck, everything was wrapped up. Poor David Faraday. That lasted for what, 2 weeks?
We wrapped him. We wrapped his arms so tight he couldn't bend his elbows.
Oh, he couldn't do it. And we had to, and you and I would not put the salve some of the places he wanted it.
No, what an option.
Oh, God, no, I'm not going to do that.
That's the old rattlesnake joke.
No,
what the doctor
you're
says,
going to die.
You're going to die.
You're going to die. Okay, that's it. That's another Faraday story.
I've heard these stories for years from Peter and Gary, and I've been involved in a few of them that are so much fun. Peter, Gary, story time.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the guy Notice I didn't even blink. I went right back to it.
For those of you at home, Gary's swinging one-handed and not paying attention, and he just shanked one.
Down goes the flare.
And down goes our audio guy.
I'm tired of that shit.
So I'm tired of looking at it.
Oh, flying at 30 yards.
All
This
right,
is how
so-
you do it. You hit 10 balls. So are you pretty confident we can come up with enough content to keep these people interested for more than 5 minutes?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. All right.
I mean, the more stories we tell, the more stories I remember.
Yeah.
You know, like, all right, we're here at Greyhawk. Remember the time you were up on the other range with Jamie Sedlowski? You were filming some stuff with Mike?
Oh, long drive things, and yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And-
do.
And then,
Oh, yes,
and then-
I do.
And Tim, our buddy Tim McAdam came by in his helicopter.
Yeah.
And so what did Gary do? Gary can't stand there and be normal. No, you mooned him, right?
I did.
And
And there was a golf.
oh wait, Mike, you were there.
I think he was shooting it.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I was
Mike
shooting.
Abram out from behind the
don't-
camera.
Out from behind the camera.
I don't remember all of it, but I know I didn't get arrested. What happened?
Well, I'll tell you what, there's so many stories with these two guys. I've got the, I guess, good fortune to work with them over the years. But one day we were shooting out here at Greyhawk. Jamie Sedlowski. Jerry starts pointing. Gary does this a lot. When we're shooting, Gary will stop.
Look,
It's hard to-
squirrel!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gary sees a little helicopter, and what you said it was your buddy.
Yeah. Tim McAdam.
So what does Gary do? Gary turns around and drops his drawers and moons the helicopter.
Well, they were spying on me.
I tell my crew, keep running, keep running. Peter, I look around and I see over here, the women's golf team from Penn State is walking up and going, oh, there's Gary McCord and Jamie Sedlowski. And you're like this.
I was focused.
Up
I
in the
didn't
air.
see him.
Oh,
I didn't see him.
so I jump
didn't
in
see
front and I go, pull your pants up, pull your pants up, pull your pants up. And I sent Jamie over to distract them. And I think we've got some of the other crew that were there too. I think none of them saw it because I kept you from going to jail.
You don't have that still.
Oh, I do.
You do?
And if I ever really need it, I ever
like
really need
20
it-
bucks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it might be a little more expensive than that.
Join my game and not.
I worked with them together for the first time. We did a handheld GPS. And Peter and I would keep saying, what can we make McCord do that would be funny? Do you think he'd go hide in the desert? Because with the GPS back in the day, 15, 20 years ago, right? Laser, you couldn't see through trees, obviously, but the GPS could tell you.
Well, Peter, I think I'm in North America, I think.
So you were all into Survivorman at that point.
There it is.
the show.
Les Stroud.
So Peter and I look at each other and he goes, let's put him way in the middle of the bushes with a cactus and everything. And off you went.
There's no yardages there.
No yards there.
Pretty good shot. You know what? I got to start watching more of that Survival Man. I'm going to meet this guy out here one of these days while I'm playing.
We'll show stuff like that. But Peter, trying to deal with him with and he's very proud to say how much ADD he is. I was shooting with him at Red Sky Ranch out near Vail, Colorado one time. And I've got a huge crew. A lot of expense for my client.
Is that the thing with the...
Gary's there and he's talking, and all of a sudden he hears a hawk or an eagle. He's like, oh, he picks up his phone. He's doing this. Oh, this is
That's a red-tailed
an
hawk.
app that will have a bigger eagle. Watch. I'll play the bigger eagle sound, and
it'll
make
run
that one
like hell.
chase away. So my crew's like, what are we doing? Wrangle him
Just
back in.
Try to get him drunk.
Heard
That's the best
the
way
cat
to do
that
it.
is
Yeah.
McCord.
How long is this podcast going to be?
Well, how
They're coming to-
many stories do you think
Listen.
you have?
They're coming to pick me up right now. Hear the siren? I'll be there in a minute.
We can tease stories. There's Faraday and me in the playoff at Valhalla with Tiger Woods and Bob May. There's a whole story there that nobody knows anything about, right?
How about the ones at the PGA and you were behind Patrick Reed? Now he's suing everybody now. Get Peter. He's going to
that's
have to
coming
redo.
next.
Yeah, he's going to have to redo his lawsuit.
That's
Go
Beth
ahead.
Page Black,
Yeah, Bethpage Black.
13th hole, par 5.
and it's on YouTube all over the place. Yeah. You want to hear that one?
Yes,
You want to hear that one?
I can honestly say.
Listen, this bastard did to me on national television.
I can honestly say
What?
that I'm the only person to absolutely shut McCord up on national
So here was
television.
the conversation.
Okay.
I'm on the 10th hole, it's par 5. Peter's down there following Patrick Reed. And we're going about our business and going. All of a sudden, he's there and he's in the lead or one back. And he hits it in the right rough,
Okay.
which basically is up to Peter's fetlocks. Okay, it is like that deep.
It's only 2 yards off the fairway,
Yeah.
which is the worst place to hit it, right?
That's healthy.
And now we
The
go
water
to
gets
commercial
it.
break. And so Gary says, Peter, what's he got? I go, Gary, it took me I saw the ball land. It took me 3 minutes to find the ball. I mean, he's got nothing. This is wedge out. This is like whatever. And so we come back from commercial, and Patrick Reed's hitting a 3-wood.
And I go, Peter, he's got a 3-wood. You said you couldn't even see the ball.
I said, well, he put a wedge in there first, and then he put a hybrid in there, tried that, and then he put another one in there. And by the time he got done, the lie that he had bore no resemblance to the lie that was originally
They
there.
got an Otis elevator.
And
So he goes, well, Gary, it's what kind of lies he got? This is on national television during the PGA Championship. What's he got there, Peter? I don't really know because it's not the same lie I had when I walked up now. And he stops. You're the announcer. You've got it. You got a mic in front of me, in front of a few people watching a major with a lot of people listening.
Yeah.
What do you say as the announcer coming back?
You say, so
No, you don't even. I went through every iteration. Peter, what do you mean by that? No, we don't have anything to corroborate what happened, right?
Right.
Peter, say that again. You mean he can hit a 3-wood out of a really shitty lie with what? And I went through everything in a femtosecond. And all of a sudden I went, just what Peter said, first time I ever said nothing because there was no answer.
that may be the hardest thing you could ever do is get him to do this.
First and last time it ever happened.
Hey, Peter, cheers to the people who love us.
And the losers who lost us.
Ah, the lucky bastards that get to listen to us.
Thanks so much for watching this episode of Kostis and McCord Off Their Rockers, a golf production. We'll be back in 2 weeks with another fantastic episode. We'll be talking about President's Cup. We'll be talking about PGA Tour Live, how this merger is coming along. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share this with your golfing buddies. And don't forget to hit that notification button so you never miss an episode.
You remember when the, oh yeah.
And please make sure to comment below what you like, what you want to hear from Peter and Gary. And we'll be back with more episodes and great content for you on Kostis and McCord Off Their Rockers. Thanks for watching.